The August 28th, 2018 meeting of the Human Services Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mrs. Conley? Here. Mrs. Draw is excused. Ms. Harris? Here. Mr. Hebert? Here. Mr. Lightfoot? Here. Mr. Moyo? Here. Ms. Taylor? Here. Mr. Wilt? Here. Chairman Zale?
Here. Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who did not sign up who would like to speak or address the committee at this time? Seeing none. The next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. You have the June 26, 2018 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. Next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 18-0238.
Moved by Legislator Taylor, seconded by Legislator Conley. Is there any discussion on this item? Legislator Monroe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was looking for cues from our ranking member. Thank you for recognizing me. Through you to the administration. While this is a substantial amount of money in terms of a grant from the New York State Department of Health, it is slightly less than what we received last year from the state. Do we expect the services to remain the same, increase, or go down a little bit? Again, through you to the administration.
Through the chair, this is a decrease in the total amount of funding over a 5-year period. It's a significant reduction per year, and we are struggling to find funding to maintain services at their present level. Currently, when this funding came through, we had 2 vacancies. We're maintaining those vacancies, and we're looking around for where else we can find some funding.
Okay, thank you. That was my next question. Preliminarily, is there any vision for success on that end through the chair?
Through the chair, we're at the point where there's a lot of conversations with a lot of people in the community. There's a lot of strong feeling about the program, and we do have additional to this some small legislative awards coming through from the state that we'll be presenting to this committee in a couple of months. We have some other opportunities, but they're really at the early discussion stage, so nothing firm.
Okay, thank you. And then I guess my last question, just to make sure I have my math right, is this a decrease of about $75,000 from last year's award through the chair?
Through the chair, depending on who's doing the accounting, whether it's the state or us, it's a reduction of, according to the state, about $350,000 per year. According to our accounting, the impact of the first year reduction is going to be about $500,000 for us.
Oh, wow. And thank you for that. Through the chair, was this expected or was this unexpected in terms of the state budgetary process?
Through the chair, it was somewhat expected. When the McVie funding was approved at the federal level, it was approved at a flat rate. And within New York State, there is one newly starting program that's being funded by the same amount of money. Okay. And so we did certainly expect a reduction, and we didn't know until the moment the award came out how much it was going to be. It's more of an impact than we anticipated.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Dr. Joe.
Through you to the administration, do you have a breakdown of how you're going to receive the funds over the next 5 years?
Through the chair, the breakdown is that for the first 2 years, the amount is about $781,000, and then after the second year, there's going to be a reevaluation across the state of programs and how benchmarks are being met and the impact of the funding. And from there, it may go up or down.
Thank you. And through the chair, has the county received similar grants like this in the past?
Through the chair, yes. This is similar to the McVie funding that we've received in the past. In the past, there was the McVie grant, which is what this is. There was what was called McVie B, which was an additional amount of money. We also had some TANF funds and all of that funding has been rolled into this one amount.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I actually would like to expand on the question here. So it refers to this being a brand-new stream of funding, a brand-new grant. So if I'm understanding it correctly, there have been several other grants, which you just stated, rolled into this one amount that happens to be less than all of the other ones that we've received in the past combined. Is that correct?
Through the chair, that's correct.
Is there a specific reason that other ones were terminated and this one was instituted
Through the-
that you're aware of?
Through the chair, I'm not aware of the reasoning. I don't know.
Okay, it's fair enough. Thank you. Any other questions on this topic? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 18-0239.
Moved by legislator Connolly, seconded by legislator Hebert. Is there any discussion on this item? Legislator Lightfoot.
For calling on me. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration regarding referral 18-0239. What are the current local drinking water programs that we have in place? And through this grant, how will they be enhanced? Can you give me some examples of that, please?
Sure. Through the chair, Wade Silkworth, Manager of Environmental Health. This is a large program which is mandated to institute the New York State Sanitary Code, Part 5 of that code. There are many different aspects to it, but there are also many which can be enhanced, as you say. Excuse me, we've had this grant for so long that it almost seems like our programs aren't enhanced anymore, and this is what we do on a normal day-to-day. But we do enhance the programs with such items such as non-public systems, helping homeowners with their wells. We're also implementing additional rules from the Safe Water Drinking Act, and we're also reviewing more frequently emergency response and vulnerability assessments of these systems. And we're providing sanitary surveys a bit more frequently than required. And we're also doing a large amount of surveillance on our two large systems that we have here in the county.
So, through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, we provide emergency response programs as one. What is defined as an emergency response?
Well, we're not providing that emergency response at the health department. What we're doing is regulating these water systems to make sure that they have the correct emergency response plans in place.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions for this referral? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 18-0240, acceptance.
Moved by legislator Hebert, seconded by legislator Carbone. Is there any discussion on this topic? Legislator Lightfoot.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, this grant uses the terminology of high performance bonus awards. And did we win this grant by meeting some kind of standards? Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration? By some high performance standards?
Well, through the chair, we actually didn't apply for this grant. New York State was awarded a grant by USDA, and they decided on distribution of the grant among counties based on performance.
So we can go to say that our performance is better than some other counties. How many counties, to you, Mr. Chairman, do you think or know of that received this same grant?
Through the chair, all counties in New York State received a portion of the grant, ranging from $20,000 to, I believe Erie did receive more than us, maybe about $800,000, and we received the $768,000.
So, and finally, because this is the SNAP program, so I'm sure everyone's got some of this some of these fundings. It's pretty simple. So will some of this money be used to train or others or provide additional staff? To you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration?
Through the chair, we had to submit a plan to New York State for how we would spend the funding, and we recently received approval of that plan. Adding staff was one of the options that the state gave you. We did not add staff because, again, this is a one-time allotment. So we have various program improvements that we will be initiating as a part of this, spending this money, which we can spend between September 1st through June of 2019.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Any other questions on this topic? Dr. Carbone.
Is this program similar to any other programs Monroe County currently participates in?
Through the chair, I'm sorry, I don't understand. So this is a SNAP program which we maintain regularly each year, and this is a special one-time grant that we received from New York State that we will use for various technology improvements, building supplies, upgrades to our facilities, to our phone service. So it is a one-time grant. There are other counties in New York State. We have had the opportunity to see some of their plans that are doing similar improvements with the money that they're receiving as well.
I have one follow-up question, and maybe what President Carbone is alluding to. It may be a two-part question. I mean, the name of this says Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, so maybe to re-ask the question, are there other programs where we are receiving funding to help in these efforts from the Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance, whether at the state level or something that we get outside of that? That's kind of part one of my question. And part two is one of the qualifications determining how much we get, is that based on a poverty rate? Two very different questions. I can repeat either if that's helpful.
Technology grants? I don't know about bonus scores. Okay. I cannot speak to pre. In the past, through the chair, or to the chair, in the past, we have received SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, technology grant awards based on performance, where we submitted grants to the federal government and we were awarded. We actually used one of those systems to purchase, one of those grants to purchase a robocall system where we call SNAP recipients prior to their appointments to remind them of their appointments. We have in the past been awarded these grants, nothing to the size of this grant. So it was based on performance. We do not know what the state formula was for awarding, though.
Okay.
They did not provide that information to us.
Thank you for clarifying both points. Is there any other questions on this item? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 18-0241.
Moved by, Legislator Carbone, seconded by Legislator Wilt. Any questions on this item? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 18-0242. Acceptance.
Moved by Legislator Wilt, seconded by Legislator Taylor. Any questions on this item, please? Legislator Harris.
Thank you. Through the chair, to the administration, I'd just like to know, will all the schools Can the county be included in the prevention education curriculum for this program?
Through the chair, my understanding is that yes, any and all public schools would be included in the work to be accomplished through this grant.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, is there any plans or efforts to include mental health education with the schools, or actually with this particular grant?
Through the chair, there is not. That process, which was not long ago enacted into state law, is being handled through an entirely separate, unique process and not handled through the funding provided through these monies here.
Okay. Can you, through the chair to the administration, can you tell me what kind of prevention education, what are the items that's in your curriculum? Some of the items, if you could highlight.
Sure. Through the chair, really what they're driving at here are matters of tobacco use, prevention of use of tobacco, substance use, obesity as it relates to substance use and healthy lifestyles, prevention of school dropout behavior, other kinds of behavioral problems that often are tied together with kids who are struggling with these issues and concerns.
Thank you. And then my final question is, through the chair to the administration, will the grant balance be allocated in the 2019 budget for the same programs?
Through the chair, this relates only to 2018 funding increases in both of these grant areas. For 2019, the New York State Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Services will be contracting through other means, and those dollars won't come through us as a county.
Okay, thank you. Through the chair to the administration, just to be clear, the prevention curriculum pertains to marketing, training, and everything associated with educating the children about, or the school kids about these type of items that you were telling me about.
Through the chair, could you clarify, please, when you are asking about marketing, or expand further? I'm not sure.
Like maybe, do you do that in classroom, or is this something, through the chair to the administration, is this something that you do like in after-school programs, or can you explain a little bit more?
Through the chair, thank you, yes. It can be all of the above. It's in and around school and school communities.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion on this item? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 18-0246.
Moved by Legislator Taylor, second by Legislator Conley. Is there any discussion on this item? Legislator Muyo.
Chairman, through you to the administration, is this candidate replacing an appointment that has expired or somebody who's resigned?
Through the chair, I believe that this is a vacancy that was created. The previous occupant of this seat was Jeremy Cooney, and I don't know when that became vacant. It may have been upon when he ended service at City Hall, and obviously Mr. Udelson serves in the same capacity as Mr. Cooney did, and this comes as a recommendation from the mayor.
Yes, thank you. With that information, I guess I have one more question. Is this a specific seat where the mayor would have specific input as to the member of the committee, or is that in some sort of bylaw, or is that just by practice through the chair?
Through the chair, we'll get to exactly where it's provided for in statute, but I believe it's the county charter.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions on this item? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Okay. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing none, there being no other matters, the August 28th, 2018 meeting of the Human Services Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Human Services Committee will be held on Tuesday, September 18th, 2018 at 5:30 p.m. Thank you.